Howdy folks, Foster Kinn here. Now in this video, I'll tell you about this fellow I crossed paths with in Southern Idaho, a guy I've come to call Jake, the Woman Whisperer. My oh my, check it out. So I was riding around Southern Idaho, and one of the dominant memories I have is it was cold. Oh, wow. It was the beginning of fall, mid-fall sometime. Anyway, I pull into this little market. I think it was in Jerome, around there, which is a little bit north of Twin Falls. Well, anyway, this is not a convenience store. No gas pumps, no neon signs or anything. Anyway, I get a cup of hot chocolate, go outside and sit down and try to warm up. And as soon as I get outside, 5 guys in their 20s walk in. They're all wearing camo outfits. It was hunting season, and a couple of minutes later, they all walk out, you know. And they're joking around, bantering about and such, and I'm listening to their conversation, which actually wasn't really a conversation because one guy, his name was Jake, and the reason I know his name was Jake is because one of the other guys called him Jake. Yeah, I figured that one out. Anyway, and what's Jake talking about? I mean, he's totally dominating. Nobody can get a word in edgewise. And all he's talking about is women. You know, what they're like, things they like, what they do, what they're all about. So my first impression was that he, at the age of, say, 28, 26, finally managed to lose his virginity the night before. So now he's all of a sudden an expert about women, which means everything he thinks he knows is actually a delusion. But anyway, so I'm listening to that, but I was quickly proven wrong when he said, you know, I understand everything there is to understand about women. And I'm like, wow. I was amazed. I mean, he's a lot younger than me, and he knows everything about women, and I've been working on that my entire life, and I don't know anything about them, right? So I start listening to him, and one by one, because nobody can get a word in edgewise, his friends walk off. You know, I wonder why. Anyway, so there are only 2 of us left. There's Jake, the Woman Whisperer, and me, and he's talking directly to me about women. Gentlemen, pay heed. This is the wisdom we've all yearned for. So the first thing he says is, yeah, you know, all that candy and flour shit don't mean shit. And I'm like, and then the next thing he says is, all they want is a guy who has shit and does shit. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then the last thing he says is, and there ain't no shit other than that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, that's the shit, all right. And then he strides off like a man to his rusted, beat-up, mud-covered Jeep with a 12-pack of Bud Light and a box of Rough Rider condoms. And I'm thinking, you know, by the time Jake is done, the world of women will finally have been conquered. Oh my God. Anyway, so that's the story of Jake. Remember, subscribe to my channel, okay? And give me a thumbs up, comment, whatever. And go to my website, fosterkinn.com, and check it out. And buy my books, read them, give them out to friends. They make great presents. And most importantly, remember this. Ride big, ride long, and ride free.